In this video, I like to discuss something that I didn't initially plan, but here we are, spur of the moment. I have no script and we're just going off the top of our heads, okay? In this video, I'll be discussing why talking to strangers is one of the most impactful things you can do, especially in 2025 and beyond, given the state of the world and our ability to socialize with others, okay? Let's begin. About 15 minutes ago, I arrived at this park. This was a park that I grew up playing in. I played baseball here, basketball with my friends, and rode my bike all the time. So I came here to record just for these nostalgic memories, despite the fact that I don't live in the area anymore. And as I was setting up the tripod and the camera and my microphone, which is a new one, I had multiple people walking by. Some people I have never met before. Actually, a man I have known for many years walked by a little bit after. But it was the conversation with the older couple who walked by first. They saw the tripod, the camera, me getting ready, and they thought, hey, good morning. What are you doing? What are you up to? And the conversation went from there. Now, of course, it's courteous and kind to say hello to people as they're walking by, but these folks didn't need to say, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? But they showed a genuine interest because what I was doing was unique. And that is the same kind of genuine interest you should show others who you encounter on a daily basis, especially if you're looking to develop your social skills, your listening skills, and your question asking, okay? The reason why this is so useful is because most people are socially isolated these days, socially inept. And when it comes time to getting in front of others and saying hello, it is a chore, it's awkward, it's terrifying. When in reality, that should not be the case because we are social creatures. Hey, good morning, how are you? Now, of course, this doesn't mean forcing a conversation that isn't there. This doesn't mean weirdly approaching random people just because you think that's something you should be doing. But there are a few things you can do right now, today, and every day moving forward to become somebody who isn't awkward, who isn't entering social situations terrified or scared of what might happen. To me, the most impactful one is asking specific, non-normal questions. So if somebody tells you a story about how they went camping and a black bear walked into their campsite, ate all of their food, and destroyed their tent, instead of saying, oh wow, what did you do? You could say something like, how did you get the bear to leave your campsite? It's the same thing, but it's more specific. It shows that you are genuinely listening to them and that you have an authentic desire to know what it is they did. You are immersed in their world as they tell the story, and you're curious. That is so impactful because when people can see that you mirrored what they said, they know you were listening. And when they know you were listening, then you can build that relationship, even if it's just a stranger who's walking by. Even if it's just a stranger who is standing in line in front of you at the coffee shop. Even if it's somebody you work with whom you don't necessarily know, but since you see them all the time, you'd like to know them more. Asking genuine and specific questions goes a long way. Another major reason why I've come to enjoy socializing with strangers is because you can learn something from anybody you encounter. The old lady crossing the street who needs help carrying her groceries, the person who's behind the desk at McDonald's, the bus driver who's going around a busy city giving people a tour. You can learn from anybody, but you don't know what you don't know until you have a conversation with these people. The third reason why I enjoy talking with strangers and why you should make it a daily practice is because You never know who that person is. This person could be some $100 million CEO from this massive company. You just don't know. This person could be the parent of your future husband or wife. This person could be somebody who knows your sibling and is a long lost friend of them and wants to reconnect. I don't know. Regardless, once you put yourself out there, you can discover these things. And in discovering these things, they might not be completely life-changing or life-altering in any way, shape, or form, but it's worth a try, right? You never know what can come from any social interaction. These days, more people are isolated, scared, anxious, depressed, and awkward when put into these social situations because we have been so conditioned to be on our phones, to be watching TV, playing video games, listening to music, walking with our headphones on all the time. And when it comes to looking people in the eye, when it comes to asking specific questions to other people, when it comes to even waving at people from across the road, most people don't do it because it feels strange. I have wanted to be the outgoing and interested person I am today for many years. The reason why I didn't was because fear of the potential hypothetical disastrous situations flooded my mind. Oh, what if that person thinks I'm weird? Oh, what if that person thinks I'm being too pushy looking for a conversation? Oh, what if that person doesn't want to talk? The main thing is removing those preconceived notions and detaching yourself from them. So instead of going into a conversation thinking, oh wow, yeah, I'm gonna get this person's number, or hey, I want to get this person to tell me a story. Instead, don't go into any social interaction with an outcome in mind. The only thing you should be thinking of is being present in that conversation, looking to enjoy yourself, to have fun, and looking to leave that person in the same state as you. So if somebody's walking by, head down, looking kind of upset like this, you could be like, hey man, what's up? How you doing? They might say, oh, well, you know, not so good. And then from there, you've just opened a can of worms. You can decide if you want to listen, or you can decide if you want to keep moving. The choice is yours. But you never know who could really use a meaningful conversation in their life. As I said before, it could be the old lady crossing the street. It could be the bus driver. It could be the guy at McDonald's. This person may have just experienced something terrible in their life. Or maybe they're just feeling lonely and unsure of how to go about social interactions on their own. If you become the change you want to see in the world, then the world has a way of having this ripple effect where other people embody that change themselves. So if socialization and being more present while in conversation, especially in public, is something you're looking to do, then be the change you want to see. Step into it voluntarily, embrace the discomfort, and just have fun. I'll wrap it up there. This was not the original video I planned on, but here we are. A beautiful day in the park, and I figured given what had happened before as I was setting this tripod up, it made the most sense to discuss this. I had no agenda, and maybe I was rambling a bit there, but hey, is what it is. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Something very interesting just happened. I recorded the video that you would have just watched. I was putting away everything I had set up, the tripod, the microphone, my notebook, my phone, etc. And this man approaches. He's got cuts all over his arm. He looks like he's just walked through the woods for about 3-4 hours and seems to be in pretty rough shape. He says, hey man, what are you doing? I explain what I just did. I made a video, and he says, "Oh, well, you mind if I sit?" I said, "No, I don't mind at all, man. Take a seat." And he proceeded to tell me about why he looks the way he looks, all the hardships he's been through, his biggest mistakes when it comes to drugs, alcohol, and getting tied up with the wrong group of people. And as I said in the video that you would have watched before, when you talk with strangers, you can learn so much from them. When you talk with strangers and you ask these specific, genuine questions, you build that connection. Now, in the past, this is somebody who I would not have spoken to. I would have been afraid to speak to him, and maybe I would have thought I would have said something that would have triggered him in a way that would have led to a dangerous situation. After all, this guy did go on to explain that he has been a drug user for many years. He suffers from many mental health disorders, and his living situation is unstable. Now, I decided to go into this conversation without any judgments, or at least trying to reduce them as much as I could, and just be open, just be cool with him, and just had a damn good conversation. He told me that I should record it, but out of respect for his privacy, I didn't, given the fact that I just met this guy and I didn't want him to feel overwhelmed or like he had to follow a certain script. And I'm glad I chose not to record it, because this ended up being such an impactful conversation, even though it was only for about 15 minutes because I have other things I need to do today. But yeah, that further reinforces the topic I was just mentioning before. Willingness to speak with others, willingness to engage with them, ask genuine questions, and going into these conversations with no clear agenda. That is the key if you're trying to build relationships and become more of a social person. I strongly recommend it. Anyways, I'm off. I'll see you in the next one.